Hi guys, I'm Jen and I'm excited to take you through a little self-love yoga flow today. The only thing that you need is a mat. If you happen to have a block, that's a useful tool, but don't stress if you don't have one. So for today's practice, we're gonna start lying back onto our backs, and if you have a block and would like to use it, you can place it horizontally underneath your shoulder blades. So you come back to recline over the block, and this is just gonna help us open up our upper thoracic and our chest. And you just drape your body back over the block and reach your arms wherever it feels comfortable. Your feet are together, your knees are apart. So if you don't have a block, you're just on your back with your feet together and your knees apart. So just start to take some really deep grounding breaths here, slowing yourself down. You can keep the arms reaching overhead, or maybe it feels good for right now to place the left hand on the heart and the right hand on the belly for grounding. And then slowly, everybody reach your arms overhead, whether you're on the block or off. And then I want you to grab opposite elbows. So you're framing the head with the arms, and just let your forearms come down towards the mat. And keep breathing into the space of the chest, of the heart, feeling your breath travel all the way down into your belly. Deep, steady inhales and exhales. Stay here, but just switch your grip. So grab the non-dominant side and allow the forearms to relax down towards the floor. As you do this, the knees are nice and soft and heavy, pulling down towards the floor, giving you a gentle hip opener. And then slowly make your way out of this and round yourself up and come off of the block if you're on the block. Otherwise, stay down on the floor and lie back. Extend both of your legs up in the air, and I just want you to point the toes and flex. Point and flex, and you'll feel all sorts of crazy stuff stretch in the tops of your feet. And when you flex, try to feel it down into your ankles, your Achilles, your calves, even your hamstrings. And then roll the ankles around, one direction and the other. And then draw your knees into the chest and give them a really big squeeze. Start to rock and roll your way up. So you're going to take 3 or 4 rocks and rolls and then cross your ankles, and we're going to come up to a tabletop position. So we're coming to all fours here. Place your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingertips as wide as you can. Ground down into your palms. Take your gaze right between your hands, like gaze right underneath the nose tip. You can tuck or untuck the feet here, and I want you to feel your navel pull in towards your spine so we take the dip out of the low back. And we're gonna start to move through cat and through cow. So on your inhale, reach your heart forward and lift through your tailbone. And on your exhale, pull your navel to the spine and push your low back up towards the ceiling. So inhale, heart comes forward. And exhale, belly draws in. And just keep moving through this. Cat and cow gives us the first opportunity here in this practice to start linking our breath and our movement. So really allowing ourselves to slow down, to connect our breath and our body, and to show ourselves a little bit of love. Return back to a neutral spine and tabletop, and this time you're gonna flip your fingertips back to face towards your knees so that we can stretch out the wrists. And if it's too much to do both at the same time, you can just do one arm at a time. And I like to just take some gentle rocking motions here. Feels really good, especially if you're carrying babies around all day or spending a lot of time typing on the computer. Flip the hands back over, and from here we're going to rotate into modified side plank. So roll to the right hand and right shin and kickstand your right leg back behind you. Reach the left hand up and over the head, taking a big stretch through the left side of the body. Reach your gaze underneath your left arm. And then gate posture. Bring your left hand to your thigh or your shin and reach your right arm up and over the head, this time taking a big stretch through the right side of the body. Easy back down into your modified side plank. Lower the right hand down, reach the left hand over the head, And return back to your tabletop position. And just switch sides. Roll over to the left side, kickstand the left foot. Coming into modified side plank, right hand reaches up and over the head. Gate posture, right hand comes to the thigh or the shin, left fingertips reach to the back wall. Slowly, mindfully back into modified side, left hand lowers down, right side reaches up and overhead. Back to your tabletop position, placing hands underneath the shoulders, stacking hips over knees, and this time tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up high, long and strong through the arms. Spread your fingertips as wide as you can, so you're gripping into all 10 of the fingers, pressing through the palms. Your knees might be soft in this first down dog. You might bend them a little bit or a lot. You might even walk out your dog, bending one knee and then the other. Take your gaze back between your knees or up towards your navel. Try not to shorten your down dog a bunch to get your heels down to the mat. It's okay if they don't touch, mine don't either. A good tip for the length of your down dog is shifting out to high plank and then pressing back to downward facing dog. So let's all do that together. On your inhale, shift out to high plank. On your exhale, press back to down dog. Inhale, shift out to high plank. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Last time, inhale, shift out to high plank and hold this high plank, taking your gaze right between your hands. Long extension from head to heels. So no dip in the low back, pull your belly in, soft through the elbows, but press through your palms, engage through your chest, and hold for 5. You have so much strength inside of you for 4. Keep breathing softly for 3. 2, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to meet your feet at the back of your mat. And once you get there, you're just gonna round the body up one vertebrae at a time. As slow as you can go. Each vertebrae is stacking on top of the next. And then as you come up on your inhale, pull your shoulders up towards the ceiling, towards the ears. On your exhale, roll them back and down. Inhale, arms rise for Tadasana, chest lifts. Exhale, forward fold all the way back down to your mat. Slowly inhale, walk yourself back out to a high plank position. Exhale, hold your high plank. Inhale, squeeze and engage. Forearm plank on your exhale, so walk it down. I want you to keep both of your forearms parallel to each other so they look like 11s. And once again, we're just really tapping into the strength inside of you. Holding and breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower the hips down to the mat. Untuck your toes, and we're now in Sphinx. So the fingertips are still spread wide, and you're going to traction your heart forward, working to lengthen both the front and the back side of the body. So this is our first gentle back bend that we're going to be doing here. So feeling this stretch all through the front side of the body. Try not to crunch into your low back. And then if it feels good, maybe adding a little bit of stretch through the neck. And bringing it back through center. Drop your right shoulder down and look behind the left. And then drop your left shoulder down and look behind the right. Inhale back through center. Lower your forehead down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and just roll over and back. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth. Exhale and sigh it out. On your next inhale, look to the top of your mat and take about 6 or 8 steps to get there. When you arrive, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins. Press back through your hips, extend through the crown of the head, feeling this whole backside body open up. Exhale, forward fold. Tadasana, inhale, rise and reach. This time, right hand is going to grab the left wrist. Take a big stretch open, ground down into your left foot. Maybe look underneath your left arm. And then switch sides. The left hand grabs the right wrist. Take a big pull open. Inhale back through center, heart lifts. Exhale, forward fold, lower down. Separate your feet hips distance apart if they're not already there. Grab opposite elbows and hang in your ragdoll. So you might just hang in stillness, doing a scan of the body from the bottoms of the feet to the tops of the head, noticing where You might be holding any tightness, tension, stuck energy, negativity, anger, resentment, any of that stuff that we want to let go of. If it feels good, maybe you start to sway side to side, shake your head, yes and no, or maybe sway the whole body forwards and backwards, just loosening up and feeling good in your body. So as we move through this little mini flow in practice today, I want you to really move in a way that feels good for you and intuitive for you, so we can tap into strengthening that part of ourselves as well. Release these binds, chair pose. Heel toe your feet together to touch, bend your knees and lift your arms. So in your chair, sit back into your heels so you're light on the toes, and the body looks more like a lightning bolt than a forward fold here. So reach up through your chest, extend high through your fingertips, maybe gaze up and hold for 4. Squeeze your legs in together for 3, 2, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lunge your left leg back and pause in a runner's lunge, pressing your left heel back and reaching your right knee forward, feeling your left hip flexor stretch open. Revolve your side angle. Left hand stays down, right hand lifts up in the air, taking a big stretch open. Both hands lower down, strong core 3-point, lift the right toes up in the air. Once you get there, bend your right knee, stack your hips on top of each other. Press really strong through your right palm, pulling the right corner of your chest back towards your left knee. Straighten and lunge, right leg to the top of the mat. Step your left foot up to meet it. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Forward fold, exhale, lower. Chair pose, bend the knees and lift the arms. So sit low in the hips, reach high with the chest, maybe gaze fingertips. Forward fold, exhale, lower down. Lengthen, halfway inhale. Lunge your right leg back, framing your left foot with your hands, runner's lunge. Pull your left knee forward, press back through your right heel. So this time we're feeling the right hip flexor stretch open. Revolved side angle, right hand stays down, left hand lifts up in the air. Both hands down, 3-point without dragging the left toes, lift it up high, bend your left knee and stack your hips on top of each other. So this time you're pressing strong through your left palm, pulling the left corner of the chest back towards your right knee. Your gaze can either be under your left arm or back towards your right knee, whichever feels better on the neck. Straighten and lunge, left leg to the top of the mat. Step your right foot up to meet it. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, fold, lower down. Chair pose, bend the knees and lift the arms. So starting to build a little bit of heat in the body here. Exhale, forward fold, lower. Lengthen on your inhale. Lunge your left leg back, high lunge. Arms sweep up and over the head, inhale. Revolved side angle, exhale. Left hand lowers down, right hand lifts. Hug in through your right knee, press into your right big toe. This time, grounded warrior 3. Shift weight forward and fold your forehead to your right shin. So it's a grounded airplane. Your left leg extends back behind you, left hip in line with the right. Take your left foot and crisscross your ankles. So put your left foot down behind your right. Line up your pinky toes. Lengthen on your inhale. If you need to, hands can come to a block. Fold on your exhale. If you need more stretch here, bend your right knee even deeper. So y'all should be feeling this in your left hip and IT band. Uncross, back to grounded warrior. Balancing warrior. So come high onto the fingertips, and as you're ready, draw hands to heart center, really squeezing through your upper back. So roll your shoulder blades together, getting strong through the upper back, broadening through your chest. Press through your back left heel for 4. Hold steady, deep breathing for 3, 2, chair pose. Set your left foot down, lift your arms. Chair twist, draw your hands to heart center, twist your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Sit weight back into your heels. Really try to work your hips low so they're lower than your head here. And lean back into this. Holding and breathing for 5, 4, twist a little deeper for 3, 2, and forward fold, let it go. Separate your feet, hips distance apart. Peace sign fingers pick up your big toes for Paschimottanasana. Lengthen on your inhale, pull your belly in, and fold on your exhale. So you're using the elbows drawing in opposite directions to get you into a deeper forward fold. It is totally cool for you to bend your knees here a little bit or a lot. You can still feel a great stretch in the hamstring with your knees bent. So the most important thing is to take care of your hamstrings and take care of your low back. Goal is not to have straight legs. It's just to get that nice deep release of the hamstrings and the low back. Release these binds, lengthen on your inhale. Lunge your right leg back, coming into high lunge on the left side. So the left leg is bent deeply. Arms sweep up over the head. You've got a slight engagement through your right glute, helping you to stretch deeper into your right hip flexor. Lift through your heart, finding the stretch through the front side of the body and not through the low back. Revolved side angle. Lower your right hand down, twist open, left hand lifts up. I want you to try to twist from your upper body and not from this left hip. So draw the left hip down and rotate open through the upper thoracic spine. Grounded warrior 3. So grounded airplane. Fold yourself into your left shin. So your forehead comes towards your left shin. You might even walk your hands a little bit closer towards your left shin. Look back to your right toes and point all 5 of them down towards the floor. Press strong through your back right heel. Right ankle crosses behind the left. Line up the pinky toes. Lengthen on your inhale and fold on your exhale. So this time we're feeling this stretch down the right hip and IT band. Uncross the feet. Bring them back into warrior 3. This time we're balancing. So as you're ready, come onto fingertips. And then hands come to heart center, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Squeeze through your back right leg, press through your heel. Toes point to the floor, hold and breathe for 5. You've got this, get even longer for 4, 3, 2, chair pose. Right leg lowers to meet left. Bend your knees and lift your arms. This time, chair twist over to the right. Your left elbow crosses to the outside of your right thigh. Press palms together at heart center and roll the body open. Sit weight back into your heels, back into your legs. Remember, we're trying to work the hips lower than the head. 2 more deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. And forward fold. This time, rise all the way to stand for Tadasana. Arms reach up and over the head. Interlace hands together behind the back and split your feet hips distance apart. Squeeze palms together if you have the space. If you need a little help, you can grab a towel or a strap, and we're going to soften the knees and fold forward. So dropping the crown of the head down towards the floor, breathe deeply into your chest. And you're just constantly scanning the body to notice, like, where are my thoughts going? Am I staying with my breath? Am I staying on the mat? Where am I holding that tightness? Am I talking to myself kindly, or am I beating myself up a little bit? Try to shift yourself into presence, shift yourself into a positive place. It's like a conscious choice that we have to make. Release these binds, lengthen on your inhale, step back to high plank on your exhale. Hold your high plank super strong on your knees or on your toes, lower to hover in a low plank. Breathing for 5, gaze nose tips, so don't drop the head down. 4, 3, 2, upward facing dog or cobra. I like to keep my thighs down on the mat because it helps me not to jam into my low back. So remember, do what works for you here. Downward facing dog, melt the heels. Right leg lifts for 3-point, high and straight. Big lunge forward, warrior 1. Back foot spirals flat, arms rise, inhale. Settle into your front right thigh, lift your gaze, lift your chest. Palms can touch overhead, or you can take the arms apart if you need a little more space for your shoulders. Straighten your front leg, striker salute, fold into your front right thigh. Crown of the head down towards the top of the foot. Easy into your right hamstring. Back to warrior 1. Bend the right knee, lift the arms up, and open out to warrior two. Settle into your warrior two, pressing your right knee towards the right pinky toe, not allowing it to collapse in. And notice if you're surfing forward, bring the shoulders right over the hips and then pull in through your low belly so that the hips are not sticking out. Bring your palms together to touch overhead as you straighten the front leg. Take your left hand to your right wrist and big pull open towards the back of your mat. Breathe into the right side of your body. Back to Virabhadrasana 2, open and bend your right knee. Peaceful reverse warrior. Drop your left hand to the left thigh. Reach your right arm, whatever you want to reach, over the head and breathe. See if you can sink a little bit deeper into your right thigh. Modified side angle. Your right forearm is going to come to your right thigh. Reach the left hand up and over the head. So full extension. We're trying to make the longest lines possible with the body so we get the best stretch that we can from these postures. Side plank. Lower your left hand down to the mat, right underneath your left shoulder. Roll open to stack towards the right side of your mat. So right side on top of the left side. Press through your left palm and lift up through your hips. If you're feeling really good today, maybe float the right leg up. Squeeze the right quad for 5, 4, 3, 2, high plank. Knees or toes, lower to hover, low plank, elbows in, upward facing dog or cobra, downward facing dog. Reset in this downward facing. So we're just going to do that same little flow on the other side. Remember, this is about feeling good in our bodies, so just be okay with stretchy, slow flow. Left leg lifts up, big stretch forward, or step forward, warrior one. Spiral back foot flat, bend deeply into your left thigh, arms reach over the head. So you really want to press through the blade of your back foot and lift through the arch. Best effort to square the shoulders forward and lift through the chest. Bend a little deeper into your left leg. Striker salute. Straighten the left leg, long fold into the left thigh. Best effort to square the hips here, pressing into your 2 big toes to square off so you're drawing that left hip back in line with the right. Back to warrior one, arms reach up over the head, inhale. Exhale to warrior two, open and extend. So recheck yourself here in this warrior two. Notice if the knees caving in or the booty's poking out, sink low, pull the belly in, keep your shoulders stacked right over your hips. See if you can soften the shoulders even more as you strengthen the arms. Sink a little lower. Straighten the front leg, palms touch overhead. This time the right hand grabs the left wrist, big stretch back, opening through the left side of the body. Back to warrior two, open out long, peaceful warrior, inhale, reach back. Breathe in this peaceful, working to open through the crease of the left hip. Keep pressing your left knee towards the pinky side of the left foot. Modified side angle, left forearm to the thigh. Right fingertips reach up and over the head. So we've got this really long line of energy from the tip of the right fingers to the blade of the right foot. Side plank, the right hand down directly underneath the right shoulder. The left side stacks on top. Press out of your right palm, lift up through your hips. Reach through your left fingertips. Maybe you lift the left leg up and you squeeze the quad, holding for 4. Lift even higher for 3. You might be shaking like me for 2. And 1, high plank. Knees or toes, low plank, hover. Upward facing dog or cobra, inhale. Downward facing dog, press back, exhale. Awesome work, y'all. Take a deep breath in, inhale. Reset, exhale, and let it go. Lunge your right leg between your hands. Pivot, take a quarter turn to the left side of your mat. We're gonna work an alternating side lunge. So halfway lift, take a deep bend in your left knee, turn your right toes up towards the ceiling. And then switch sides. Take a deep bend in your right knee and turn your left toes up. Try to keep the hips low, and the hands can stay on the mat, or you might bring them to heart center as you come side to side. So this is just dynamic stretching. It's moving and stretching at the same time. It's just a great way to open the body. Take about 15 more seconds here, working side to side. Keep your hips low. If you've got any sticky spots, feel free to hold for a second. The next time you bend into your right knee, take a pivot to the top of the mat. Step back to high plank. Knees or toes, lower to hover. Upward facing dog, pull through. Downward facing dog, press back. Take a deep breath, inhale, and reset, exhale. Lift your right leg up for 3-point. Bend your right knee, take a big stretch open. If it feels good and you'd like to flip your dog, bring the right leg over, press through the feet, lift up through the hips, let the head fall back. So all 10 of your toes point towards the back of your mat. Hips lift up and feet are hips distance apart. Easy unflip, back to 3-point lift. Big lunge forward, high lunge. So you are high on the back toes, arms reach up and over the head. Maybe the right hand to the back of the left thigh, lifting through the center of the chest. Warrior 2, bring it out and around. Triangle, straighten your right leg. Right hand down, shin blocker floor, left hand lifts up in the air. Taking a big stretch open through the left side, keeping both sides of your body really long. If you'd like, maybe the left hand reaches over the head to extend your triangle. Revolved side angle, left hand comes down, spin on the back toes, right hand lifts up in the air. Standing splits, fold into your front right shin, lift through your left toes. Lower left to meet right, bend your knees and lift your arms, coming into chair pose. In this chair, come high onto the tips of your toes and start to sink your hips down towards your heels. Keep your arms overhead. I know that you can do this. You're gonna get low and you're gonna come into boat pose, Savasana. So down to the booty, lift up through the feet. So eyes and toes are in line, lifting through the heart, nice strong chest. Holding boat, everybody's favorite pose for 5. Y'all, I'm shaking. 4, 3, 2, 1, low boat, just one time. Hover the feet 6 inches off the mat. Press your low back down into the mat, shoulder blades off the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Draw the knees into the chest, give them a squeeze. Start to rock and roll yourself up, just like we did when we started on our backs at the beginning of practice. And cross your ankles, come back into that tabletop position. So stacking your shoulders over your wrist and your hips over your knees, pulling your belly in. Extend your right leg straight back behind you and extend your left fingertips straight out in front of you. On your exhale, tap your left fingertips and your right toes. On your inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Keep pulling the navel in towards the spine as you move through this spinal balancing. That was 5. And we're gonna do 2 more. Lucky number 7, right? Last one stays up. Bend your right knee. Reach your left hand back for your right foot. Really ground down into your right palm. Kick your hand and your foot together, coming into a diagonal bow. Pull in through the left hip. Push strong through the right palm. Lift through the chest, maybe lift through the gaze. Holding here for 5. Breathe soft, soft through your face. 4. Don't struggle. 3, 2, gently release. Extend the right leg back, extend the left fingertips forward. Lower both hands down, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Melt your heels. Take a deep breath in. Reset, deep breath out. Left leg lifts up for a 3-point. Bend your left knee, stay here, or if you would like, super slow and controlled, flip your dog. So your feet are hips distance apart, lift through your hips, reach back through your left fingertips. Gently unflip, sending the left leg back, up in the air. Big step forward, high lunge. So high on the back right toes, arms reach overhead. You can stay right here, or if it feels good for you, maybe reaching the left hand to the back of the right thigh, looking for even more of a crescent shape in the upper back. Revolved side angle, right hand comes down, left hand lifts up in the air, deep twist. We've been here a couple of times before. Standing splits easy into the left shin, big squeeze through the right leg. So try not to worry about how high the right leg is lifted, just lots of energy and make it feel good for your body. Chair pose, lower right to meet left, bend your knees and lift your arms. And if you're like, oh my gosh, are we about to do that boat pose again? Yes, we are. Come high onto your toes and balance. Super slowly, squeeze your thighs in together. Sink all the way down, coming down onto your booty and back into boat pose with a smile. Lift through your chest, long and strong through your spine for 5, 4, remember it's about getting stronger and feeling good in our bodies. 3, 2, low boat hover. Maybe this time flutter kick the feet for 10, 9, you're still smiling, right? 8, 7, 6, you're breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop down. Draw the knees into the chest. Rock and roll your way all the way up to that tabletop position. One more time, cross ankles, come through. So stacking shoulders over wrists, spread fingertips wide. This time we're gonna extend the left leg back and the right arm forward. So notice if you're dumping into this, get really energetic, pressing through the left palm, pulling in through the belly. On your exhale, tap, inhale, lift. Tap, lift. Keeping the hips in line. That's 4, we're gonna do 3 more. Tap, lift through the left heel. Tap, lift, last one. Tap, lift, bend your left knee, reach your right hand back for your left foot, wherever you can grab. Ground into your left palm, pull in through your right hip and kick your left foot and your right hand together. Reach the heart forward, breathing for 5. Let your breath be what tells you if you can go deeper into these postures for 4, 3, 2, gently release. Reach back out long, tabletop, downward facing dog. Good work, y'all. Take a deep breath in, open, exhale, and sigh it out. Shift yourself out to a high plank position and lower all the way down to your belly, slow and controlled. Shift over to the left side of your mat and take your right arm out, either straight like a T or bent like an L. And you're gonna roll over with the chest facing the left side of your mat. So this is gonna let us stretch into our chest and our shoulders. Just reminding ourselves that it's okay to slow down. We don't always have to be running or doing HIIT workouts, that sometimes just like some stretchy yoga flow, which this wasn't easy, I'm definitely sweating, is just what we need. Switch sides. Took me a long time to shift my mindset around that, but it's one of the best ways that we can show ourselves love, is countering and balancing out all that other stuff we do. So all of the doing that we do all day long, busy, to-do list, rushing around, this is the counter. It's the being, it's the breathing, it's being with yourself. and then roll it back to center. We're gonna come into half dog, so press yourself back up to tabletop. Walk your hands out in front of you. So this is just like downward facing dog, but you're on your knees. I want your hands, again, to be spread really wide with the fingertips and come down to rest on your forehead, your chin, or your chest. So a lot of energy pressing through the palms and really feeling everything open, like through your lats and your side body and your chest. It should feel so good. From here, walk your hands back towards your knees, and we're just gonna take one camel pose. So you're gonna come up with your hips over your knees, and this is the most important thing that we wanna work here, is keeping hips over the knees. The toes can stay tucked or they can be untucked. You can bring the hands to the low back, like you're gonna stick them pointing up towards your shoulder blades, or some people like hands in the pockets, but I like to point up with the fingers to help open the chest. From here, you might just lift the heart and just focus on breathing right here. Whatever you do, I don't want you to feel it in your low back. So wherever you need to go to be able to stay in the opening of the heart space in the front side body. And then if you feel okay here, maybe you reach one hand back towards the foot and the other hand up and overhead, but only if you can keep the hips over the knees and stay out of your low back. If you've got that, switch sides. And for those of you that want to reach back for both feet, of course, that's an option as well. And slowly come up, hands come to heart center, and lower down. Walk it out to child's pose. Bring your feet together and your knees about max distance apart, and extend your fingertips forward. Walk your way out of your child's pose. And cross your ankles, come to sit back onto your butt. We're going to take a seated variation of pigeon with an option for double pigeon. So I want you to cross your right ankle over your left knee and sit up nice and tall. So you get more out of your seated pigeon when you really focus on tall posture and walking the hands closer to the body and lifting through the chest. Like, I don't feel much of anything when I'm here. You've got to engage, press the right knee away from you, and flex the right toes. If this is plenty for you, stay where you are. If double pigeon is something you'd like to explore, you just wiggle the left shin across the mat and you bring the right leg on top. Some people call this fire log, so the shins are stacked. And this might be enough for you, and this knee might be lifted up a little bit too. Try not to like shove it down. Or if you feel like you've got a little more space to explore, you can start to walk the hands forward. Hold wherever you are for 5. The softest, deepest breaths you've taken this whole practice. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll out of this wherever you are and extend your right leg out straight and keep your left knee bent in. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold into Janu Shirshasana. Think about dropping the left corner of your chest towards your right knee, but keep reaching your heart long. Roll out of this, bring the feet together to touch, and bring the knees apart for Baddha Konasana. Sit up tall on your inhale, and fold on your exhale, and just work with whatever your body's giving you. So we're always trying to see if we can work the spine longer. Roll out of this and find seated pigeon on the left side. So right foot plants down into the mat. Pick up your left foot and cross it over. Sit up tall. Press your left knee away from you and flex your left toes towards you. You can stay here, or if you found double pigeon on the other side, feel free to go ahead and shimmy into your double pigeon. Holding for 5. Roll out of this. Extend your left leg out, fold your right foot into the inner thigh, coming into Janu Shirshasana on the left side, arms rise, inhale. Big reach through the chest, exhale, fold. Roll out of this. This time extend both of the legs straight out in front of you for Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Find your sits bones. You might shift side to side. Arms rise on your inhale. Hinge and fold on your exhale. And just like I told you in the standing forward folds, if you need to bend your knees a little bit, bend your knees. Keep this feeling good for your hamstrings and your low back. Begin to roll out of this, all the way back onto your back, and make your way into happy baby. So I want you to lie back, grab the outer blades of your feet and pull your knees down towards the mat. Think about anchoring the tailbone down towards the mat. It might not touch, but that's the intention. So I know that our lives are so busy, but you are also so worthy of slowing down and taking care of yourself and showing yourself love in all the ways that helps you feel centered and at peace and connected with yourself so that you can step out into your life feeling like the best version of you. Gently release out of this. Draw your right knee into the chest, squeeze it, and then take it over to the left side of the mat, coming into a supine spinal twist. Try the best you can to keep the right shoulder blade on the mat, and you might look back over your right shoulder. And switch sides. Roll back through center. Draw the left knee into the chest, take it over to the right. Come out of this, extend both of your legs out long. Allow your feet to fall open and your palms to come by your sides and to face up towards the ceiling. Preparing for our final rest for our Savasana. For a lot of us, this is the freaking hardest pose of yoga because we have to lie here still with ourselves. But remember the importance of being and not always doing. So as you settle into your final rest, take a deep breath, inhale. Open, exhale, inside out. One more time, any anxieties or heaviness or places you felt stuck or negative, take a deep breath, inhale, 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 inhale. Whatever needs to go, open, exhale, and let it go. Allow yourself to rest and to be still. Of course, if you need a longer Savasana, please turn me off and stay with it. Start to deepen and lengthen the inhales and the exhales, bringing some movement to the fingers, the toes. Reach your arms overhead and stretch long from end to end. Draw the knees in, and however it feels most comfortable for you, come up to a seated position. Sit up tall and straight. Place your hands on your knees and close your eyes. So I want all of you to feel really good about showing up for yourself on your mat today and taking this pause in your day to not just do, but to like be with yourself, to be with your breath, to be with your strength, to really connect to who you are and how you want to show up in the world. Bring your hands to prayer at Heart Center. Thank you so much for sharing your energy and your practice with me. Draw your thumbs to the forehead and we bow together. Namaste.